Appreciate you all joining me. Let me know if you have any questions. We are going to talk about how to go live with confidence and ease. We're going to also talk about how to go live on TikTok because TikTok has a lot of things going on over there. And so we teach about TikTok so that you can learn and grow and build your community. And the goal is for you to go live and build your other streams of income. So whatever you're trying to do, I tell people what's your why. Know why you're doing this. And so we teach how to go live. Let me know if you have questions. I want to make sure you guys are getting support. We're gonna get started in just a few minutes. I always say hello in the chat. Hello, friend. Hello, how you doing, Mango May? How are you? Welcome to the room. I just got started. Appreciate you being here. I'm setting up my screens over here. So thank you so much for joining. How's everything going for you, friend? Appreciate you stopping by and chatting with me. Hopefully all is well on your end and your go live process is going well as well. So let me know how I'm doing well. Oh, thank you, friend. I appreciate the compliments. I am trying. We're seeing. When I go back and look at these videos, I was like, girl, you need to try a little harder. Appreciate you being here. So, I'm still doing my thing. I go live twice a day. This is the 10 o'clock one, and then I'll come back at 4. I go live pop ups and earn a little bit. Look at you. Now, are you mainly on the tube or are you on the TikTok side too? So, which one is your primary? Oh, move myself on the screen. There we go. Got too zealous. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so TikTok side primarily. Okay, okay. And I still do so we're doing this on YouTube. I still make this a playlist. We talk about TikTok over here and then we go over I'm gonna start in a second. You said I haven't tried YT. Oh, you gotta get started. Yeah. Do couple things I would recommend. So I co-stream, so this is content. So for my YT, it's grown because of my presence here by doing this. But if I was really to recommend a strategy, I would say also, if you could, also try to produce long form videos over here at the same time. So if you're somebody who is able to produce content on TikTok and then carve out time where maybe you do a video, a long form video, and post that. They have a lot of tools now to kind of make it easier and more efficient with your time in terms of posting on the YT. So you could use their AI to come up with your title, your hashtag. I even have great ideas for topics. So I would say if you could do both at the same time, that's what I would recommend. And so that way you're getting got it. Yep. That way you're getting your watch hours and hopefully you're getting the followers. The live stream has gotten me my followers primarily. And so now it's a matter of just keeping going with it. And now I gotta integrate the long form video content. Yeah. Yeah, I would recommend that, friend. That's probably the best way you're gonna grow quickly, um, based on doing this, getting my lighting together, doing this and TikTok also, especially if you're already on TikTok. That's gonna help. My lighting was off. All right, friends. All right, so I'm gonna head over to the TikTok streets. I always kind of start over here first so I can get my stream going. And I use this as a playlist and for content. And so people can come back and watch it. So it's my way of making sure I'm doing both at the same time. And then, like I said, I also I need to work on doing more long form content so I can build that out as well. So a lot of things on my to-do list, but we're gonna get it going. We're gonna keep going, y'all. Can't can't stop now. All right, friends. Thank you so much. TikTok live, TikTok live, live streaming tips, live streaming, live streaming beginner friendly tips, how to go live. We are talking how to go live on TikTok, TikTok live. Hey, pals. Thanks, friend. I was clicking too. How to go live on TikTok. So we are talking how to go live, and doing live streaming tips. Welcome to the room, my friends. How y'all doing? Um, be sure to come in, ask questions. Appreciate you all being here. We are talking how to go live. I'm dropping this. Let me know if you have questions. My friends coming in. If you are new to the room, feel free to come in, ask questions. Thank you so much, Dr. Juanita. Welcome to the room. Others coming in, feel free to say hi. How are you? Come in, ask questions. Thank you so much for joining us. I had to wear the banner today, so let me share out my live. Appreciate you all joining. Let's see. Others coming in. Appreciate you all coming in. Reese, how are you, friend? Welcome as well. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. I am going to let me share the live out. Let people know I'm live right now. So I appreciate you all being here. Today's my busy day because we have our agency meeting. I'll send that out. So there's a lot going on. Hey Sheila, welcome to the room. How are you, friend? How's everything going? We got to see you live, friend. Let's see. We are gonna do excuse me, think I'm gonna do a shop live. We'll talk about shop for a little bit. So and then I have to turn on viewer wishes. I have so many things. How agencies coming along well. I do talk about it here, so it is coming along, friend. Let's see. Let me undo my board. My board is stuck. Let's see. Um, yeah, agencies coming along. Let me end viewer wishes for a second. Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you guys. I'm trying to set up my screen. Oh, it won't let me move it. Interesting. I got to redo this board, so I'm gonna take this one down. I was gonna do shop, but I guess I won't. Let's see if any of my old boards are any good. Um, thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you guys. You guys are catching me as I'm trying to get my screen set up, and it's kind of not acting right. Hopefully all is well. Thank you all. Let me know if you guys have any questions on this side. So agency is doing well. We are growing. We're going into a renewal cycle soon. So we got to see how that's going to look for folks. Um, I will say this, we are probably gonna have to purge some people who haven't been going live. So that's something we're gonna have to kind of face just so that we can clean up our numbers, but also make sure we're staying in compliance with TikTok. So I got to make sure everything's going smoothly on that end. But otherwise everything is going really well. I can't complain. We got some great people coming in. Thank you so much, friend. I can't see the screen right now. I'm trying to figure out my board. I think I'm gonna have to use what I had yesterday just because it is acting glitchy. I think I'm gonna have to go back in and fix it. Thank you, friend. Selena, welcome to the room. Sheila, welcome. And my boards, you said, and my boards weren't showing the right. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was just experiencing. My boards wasn't moving; it was off centered. So yeah, it was definitely glitchy. Hello, friends coming in. Thank you so much. I think I saw Coach V come in. Appreciate you, friend. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming into the room. Um, hey, Ashley, how are you, friend? Thank you so much for the Dr. Lisa Cares. Others coming in, appreciate you joining as well. We're trying to get some taps in. The taps are not flowing. They're not flowing on my end at all. I wonder, let me check and see if my tap is working at all. I say hello and see if I have any likes coming through. I don't believe so. Zero. Nope, none of them are working. So whoever was tapping, you guys are doing something. So I have 426 taps. Thank you for the likes, friend. Yeah, whoever's doing that, I appreciate it, friend, because it is not working on my end at all. TikTok is glitching me out, so it is not working. Um, Hopefully all is well. Thank you all for coming into the live stream. We're gonna use the board we had yesterday. I was gonna change the topic. I was gonna make it shoppable, but really whatever questions you have, feel free to ask. We're dealing with deals for you days, so I figure maybe I'll do shop. So those who are interested in learning how to get on board with shop, this might be a good time to do it, especially since we're mid-year. Um, the big shopping season, as we all know, is at the end of the year. And so this is like the mid-year big event for TikTok Shop. So I figured I would talk about that, but I don't have to. So just let me know if you have questions. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you for the community stickers. And let me say again, whoever was able to stop by, if you're in the room, stop by that battle I had last night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting. I appreciate it. Thank you, friend. Hey, nurse. How you doing, friend? Good morning. Back at you, Ashley. Appreciate it. Mary Kay, welcome to the room as well. Others coming in. Wait a minute. Is our Heart Me? Our Heart Me has the blonde hair, pigtails. Thank you, friends. I don't know who changed the Heart Me, but I appreciate it. We so yeah, so we'll talk about some of the do's and don'ts. Today, like I said, is kind of my long day because we have I have 2 lives and then I do the agency meeting, so it makes for a busier day, but I'm here. I'm here. We'll have a good conversation. Let's see. I have a couple things that I have to do. That's why I'm wearing the halo. So I have a couple things I have to do for Community Fest. So I just want to make sure I share that with you all. If you guys are not doing this, I think it's a great way to kind of keep your room flowing, keep things, in terms of what TikTok sees as engagement, keeping things going for the room. So if you are not still participating in Community Fest. We are in the quest. That's why it says quest mode. We're about to be in the global finale. I think it starts officially today. So we'll see how this goes. But essentially, I'm just sticking with some of those daily tasks and a couple things we have to do. We completed one. We need a fan club to be a gifter. We had to set the halo. We had to set viewer wishes, which is this screen on the side here. We also had to set Heart Me as my goal. So I have the Heart Me I have to do, and then we have to get 34 new followers. So we'll see if we get some new friends in the room. And then that's it. I think the 34 new followers is going to be the biggest challenge. So there was a lot, but we're doing most of it. So I appreciate you all. Thank you, Glozo. Welcome to the room, friend. If you guys are new to the room, put new in the chat. If you haven't been here in a while, say I haven't been here in a while. So put that in the chat as well. We're gonna stay focused on the YT. And so let me know if there's any questions, friends. Um, Glow, thank you so much for that. And then thank you so much, friends on the YT. Thank you, Glow, for the stickers. I mean, I'm sorry for the community heart. So if you guys have questions, let me know. And then what else we're gonna do? We'll talk about the 6 things you don't want to say and you don't want to do on your live. Okay. So it was actually a pretty good conversation we had yesterday. There was some new folks in the room and they were really intrigued about some of the guidelines TikTok has. Hey Trish, how are you, friend? So just recognizing there are some things you got to pay attention to in terms of how your stream goes, and you have to make sure you're staying within the community guidelines, as well as monitoring your guests, people who come up in your chat, in your guest boxes. Like, what are they saying and doing as well? So, I think that was eye opening for people. We had a couple creators in the agency. One had to do a little bit of a timeout. And so it was because of the guests. So I'm trying to share this with a lot of you all, especially if you're new to me, new to the agency. I don't want you guys to get in trouble. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, Miss K Latte. And so recognizing that there are some things you gotta pay attention to. You cannot do, you can't say and do anything. TikTok is watching. Some people are able to get away with stuff and others are not. So that's just life. And so just realize when you're here, you have to make sure you play by the rules. Okay. So we'll talk about some of those things to not say and not do. How you doing, Exalt Empowerment? And because of that, we'll talk about some of the things you can say and do too. So TikTok said the heart meet is the flash goal. It is 3 heart me's. So if you were holding your heart me, appreciate you holding it because TikTok does TikTok me. So I appreciate the support, everybody. Thank you so much. We got that flash goal. So I appreciate it only being 3 heart me's. It was 3 roses the other day, 3 TikTok your lives. So TikTok is doing the best to not overdo it, y'all. So, we have not seen the overdoing TikTok, phase for the last couple of days. I hope it stays that way for a while. So, we'll see how it goes, but, thank you all for supporting that. We did get the flash goals, so if you haven't given your heart me, this may be a good time to do it. Thank you on the YT as well. Um, hey, Jana. So hopefully all is well on your end. So we'll see if you guys don't mind sharing out the live. We're gonna see if we get that going. Thank you so much for the community style. Hey V, welcome to the room. If you don't mind sharing out the live, you can share it out. You can add it to stories. You also can repost it. You can press down on my glasses on the middle of the screen, share it out that way as well. That's called a power share. So I teach that. I want you guys to help your community understand how they can engage in your live stream. And like I say always, this ain't TV. so so you are not watching me. This is not television. So it is an engagement app. So I want to make sure you guys are actually engaging. Um, and so let me know if there's any questions. New viewers in the room. If you say you're new, say new in the chat so we can say hi to you. Toya, welcome. Tanya, welcome. And Bonnie, welcome as well. TJ, welcome to the room. Thank you all for joining. Feel free to say hello in the chat so we can connect with you that way as well. Digital Boss Lady, welcome to the room as well. The so as you guys can tell, I haven't started my topic yet. And I tell you guys that all the time. We got our flash goal, we got it early. We're 11 minutes into the live. And so I don't start it immediately on purpose. This is part of the warm up. So if you're not doing the warm up and you're just jumping into your topic, it actually is doing you a disservice because you want to make sure, hey Laura, your mom, how are you, friend? You want to make sure that your audience is engaging, you know? And so this warm up is important. It helps to get your room activated. You see the hearts, those are called the likes, the taps under my name. You want to make sure those are growing. Some people will actually use that as a strategy and say, well, you know what? We're not going to start until we get to 25K. And so we want to see the likes going. And that means that you're actively engaging in the live stream. So you want to teach your viewers the same thing. That's a good tip before um, I came in on cue, literally. Did you really? Thank you, friend. Those who are coming in, I appreciate you all joining. Let me know if you guys have questions. I went into my number of people in the room and I actually said hi to our new people on purpose. So that's something else I do. So I want to make sure people feel seen and heard. And then I'll also welcome people to say hello as well. Because again, you want to make sure that those people are engaging properly. And so we talk about going live here as good live hosts. So I teach you tips and strategies, but I also say you have to be a good viewer because if you're not doing the things that you want your viewers to do, then how can you ask them to do it for you? All right. So make it make sense. So you got to make sure you're doing those things too when you go to lives. And so when you start your live, people will engage in that way too. All right. Do you reward most likes? Do you reward most likes or comments or shares? Do I reward? You mean like TikTok? Or you're saying me as a live host, like almost like a competition? Um, no, it's like a verbal recognition of people who shared out the live and comments and stuff like that. TikTok actually with Community Fest was, or is, I should say, is making that a challenge for the room as well. So, for the last couple of days, we've had challenges where we had to get a lot of comments, over 1,000 comments. And so I'm sharing that with the community to kind of get us going so we can make sure that we're doing some of the things to kind of keep the chat moving or keep the room engaged, but also letting TikTok know we are engaging. So you can definitely do that if that's something you're looking at doing to kind of foster more interaction in your room. Um, I usually tell people to pay attention to the likes. So right now we have 16 shares out. So maybe, let's try to get to 100 shares. We have 10K likes. We try to get that in 10 minutes. Let's try to get to 25K. So letting a room know there's like milestones that you have that you're trying to achieve. And then obviously if they are really committed to what you're sharing, what you're doing. Hey, Porch Talk with Pamela. How you doing, friend? If they're really committed to that, then they'll engage. They wanna know the 6 things to say and not to say. So that engagement is so important. Dula Shelley, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me pause for a second because Porch Talk with Pamela came in and Dula Shelley both came in at the same time, basically. Hello. That talk was so beautiful, and thank you for the flowers. Thank you, Dula Shelley, for the flowers. I appreciate it. Pamela, I appreciate you too, friend. Um, I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh my god," my heart was just so full, and I was telling my husband what was shared, and he was like, "Wow, you're having an impact. You're making an impact." So, I really do feel it. I appreciate it. I wanted to say that out loud verbally that I really do, appreciate it, and so this has become more of my why than anything else, just staying consistent, helping other people, being an impact to others in this way, so I appreciate that, so thank you for saying that. You said you truly are. I appreciate it, friend. Thank you so much, Pamela. I appreciate you too, friend. So yeah, those talks when you have rooms like that where people are able to have these moments of care and support for each other, I just think that those rooms are just so powerful. So I appreciate you both being in that space and allowing me to experience that too. So thank you so much. You say you truly are making an impact. Thank you, friends. Thank you all. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. It's interesting on these TikTok streets. I'm in my room, I'm in my house, I'm having these conversations with you all, and I do feel it. I feel the appreciation, I feel the love, I feel all the support that comes through. And so it is really special for me as well. So thank you all. Hey, Black Lotus, I see you, friend. So yeah, so when it comes to engagement, some rooms will do that early. So I always tell people, make sure you're getting that early engagement in your live before you start diving into your topic. All right. So just keep that in mind. And you decide what it looks like. Like I said, the shares is something you want to kind of ask people to support you throughout the live stream. The likes, that like count is so important to your live stream too because it does push you out. And then the chatting, the comments flowing. That's why TikTok made the community fest. That's partially why it's so important to pay attention to those type of cues because those comments matter too. And you have to have your chat flowing. So if you have a room where it flows naturally, that's pretty impressive. So try to do that. Thank you so much, friend. um, thank you so much, friend. So I appreciate it. So we're gonna get started. We've been going at it for almost 20 minutes. So I appreciate you, Dr. Jones. Welcome to the room. Others coming in. If you have not said hello, say hello in the chat. And then my friends, let's do this real quick before we get going, because I know a lot of you are. Thank you so much for grabbing that Daily Heart Me. I know some of you are new to TikTok and are listening. So let me ask this because I haven't talked about it in quite some time. Do we need to talk about the blue box? Do we know what the blue box is? Do we know what the Daily Heart Me is? Friend, don't spam the chat with dry tagging. Okay, you can't dry tag. You got to say hello. Let's make sure you're not doing that. Okay, and if you do, I have to mute you. Um, let's see. We're gonna have to mute my friend. I always try to make sure I don't mute people, but that there we go. You said my apologies. I'm like, no problem, friend. No problem. Others coming in. Thank you all for the follows. I appreciate it. So let me ask this. Do we need to talk about the blue box? Are we good? Because I know as I teach this, how you doing, friend? As I teach this, there's some of you who are new who don't recognize that you have that blue box, the daily heart me. Let me know if I need to talk about the heart me box. New here, welcome, friend. Okay, so let's do this. We'll do it. Yes, please. Okay. So we'll do it because I know we got a few new folks that don't have it. Yes. Okay. Do me a favor. Let's do this. Put the word blue in the chat. And this is for my friends. We're going to kind of go through this really quickly and then we'll go to our topic. Thank you so much. Appreciate your friend. Let's see. I'm going to put the word blue in the chat. Um, we're going to put it in the chat. Oh, thank you so much for being here. We'll definitely learn a lot here. There's the engagement room, so you should learn a lot. Feel free to ask questions too about the streaming process, and definitely my condolences. Thank you so much. So we're talking about TikTok Live here, and then we'll talk about some of the things you can say, don't say, and do in a live stream. All right. So we got people who put the word blue in the chat. And then my other box is still not showing up here. So we're gonna have to pretend like we see it. Who doesn't see that diamond box? Are there others who are not seeing their box? Um, Dr. Lisa, can you explain how the diamonds work? I sure can. I sure can. So well let me take that question now. Let me take that question now. When it comes to um diamonds in your live stream, diamonds are what a live host is collecting. Diamonds are what a live host is collecting. So when you are engaging in someone's live stream as viewers, you're sending gifts. Those gifts turn into diamonds. Okay. So that's what TikTok is using to track how you are performing as a live host. My box that's not showing up, I don't know if you guys see a diamond box for yourself. So when you put the word blue in the chat, you click your photo. So click your photo where you put the word blue in the chat. It showed up in the stream. And then when you click it, um, it should be 3 boxes. I'm not sure why and it does that sometimes, so some of you guys may not have it too. I usually have to go out and in. I probably will. Let me see if I can go out and in and see if it works. If I come in another way, I'll put blue in again. No, now my other box is not showing up. TikTok, you're doing the most. Let's see. No, it's not showing up. I'm gonna have to go with it. Okay, so once you click your box, I do not see it either. Yeah, it's glitchy. TikTok's doing the most today. So, what not to say when live. Okay, stay with me. Brandoverse. Thank you so much. We're gonna get to it in a second, friend. So you have these, it's gonna be a diamond box. Diamonds are what you're collecting when you're thinking about your live stream and how it's performing. TikTok uses those diamonds to determine how much you potentially will earn for your live. So really quickly, just so that you guys know, my newbies in the room, you can monetize your live based on the engagement, the gifting, the different things that are happening in your life can translate into you earning money. Okay. So what TikTok calls it is rewards. So you collect diamonds. Based on those diamonds you're collecting, they turn into rewards. And that's based on how your live performed under what's called the scale live rewards. Okay. So the scale live rewards determines how much TikTok will give you in terms of monetization. All right. And so those diamonds help to determine that. Does that make sense? So as people are gifting, essentially a gift that you give, depending on the coin, it's not coin for coin or coin for diamond, but it's close. I think it's fair to say a coin equals a diamond. I think that's a fair assumption. However, a diamond does not equal that dollar amount. So keep that in mind. Does that make sense? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You're welcome. So when you collect those diamonds, it's not like you're getting that amount in that amount in money. That's not what happens. So TikTok, obviously, the house always wins. So TikTok is the house and is going to win. So TikTok is going to get the most. Okay. So the most you can earn for your live is fluctuating diamonds. Diamonds depends on what happens each live. Each live is its own live and how you are performing matters for that live stream too. Yep. So Scale Live Reward says that you can earn up to 40% of the monetization in your live stream, and TikTok takes the 60. That's up to. So there's less you can earn too. And so that's for each live. And then throughout the week, TikTok says you can earn up to an additional 13%, based on what happened throughout the week in your live. And so each live you're kind of putting into this pot for the weekly, what they call the weekly missions. And so those factors depend on, again, what you're doing in your live, what happens in your life throughout the week, and then obviously daily. Daily, two factors that you want to pay attention to for each live is how long you go live. 25 minutes or more for monetization purposes will get you the most the highest percentage for duration, live duration. So 25 minutes or more, you can get 38%. So I told you it goes up to 40%. The other 2% comes from new follows. So if you have new people coming in your room, they follow the live host, and you get 5 new follows, you can get 2%. So 38 plus 2 is that 40. So that's what you need to pay attention to in your live stream. And all that stems from what happens in the live stream in terms of the gifting. Do you have to set your gifts in gift gallery every live, or is it automatically? Gift gallery is automatically set by TikTok. You can't change it. It's based on your league. Your league is based on how you are growing as a live host. It's the box that's not showing up here. That's your league. And so for some reason it's not showing up. If you click the gift gallery, you can get to it. So the gift gallery says I'm a D5 on this account, and this is the gift gallery she's referring to. It is set by TikTok. You can't change that. And then my gift gallery is a D5 gallery. And so that's based on how I'm performing. And so the box I'm trying to get to that's not showing up looks like this. It looks like this box. So it would be a little diamond and it would say D5. So it's not showing up on that screen so I can see it. And when I click it, it will take me to this screen. Um, However, like I said, it's not showing up right now. But with that, you still can get to it. Just have to do some other clicks. With that being said, you can set your live goal. My live goal is up here. That is something you set every day, or every time you go live. It shows up. It does refresh if you achieved your goal. It'll reset to maybe roses. And so again, you got to set it before you go live too. That you do have to pay attention to, at least look at it to make sure it's up to date. And if you need to make any changes to it, based on how many gifts you're trying to get. But the gallery you can't change. That's a weekly gallery. It's based on your performance throughout the week. If you leak up, you get a new gallery. Okay. And that gallery would be the gallery for the D. I think it's D4 and 5 are probably the same galleries. But as you're getting into other leagues like C League, B League, A League, those galleries do change, and I think they change at certain levels too in the room. If you're at D, like D, so maybe C5 is different from C1. Those galleries may look different. So little things like that you'll pay attention to. Thank you for educating us. You're so welcome. Others come in the room. I appreciate you all being here. Put new in the chat. So really quickly, let's run through this. If you guys are new to my room, okay, are sound effects beneficial? Like, does TikTok look more favorable on you when you use them? The answer to that is possibly. Here's what happened. I had a someone in the agency. She used the laughing sound effect quite a bit, and TikTok thought she was a comedy room, and so she got some of the comedy um engagement, and campaigns. So TikTok was like, "Oh, there's always the laughter that she uses." So to a certain extent, I think they are listening. That sound effect did it. Obviously her room had some humor to it, but she really wasn't a comedy room, but they thought she was. And so I think it was because she was using the laugh track so much. The other thing I would say though is that your room, when you think about your live stream is a production. Think of it that way. Um if you're thinking of it as a production, like how do you integrate and include some things that are going to be like sound effects or other interactive experiences for your community? And so the sound effects do that to a certain extent. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So if you're not using them, okay, makes sense. If you're not using them, I would say maybe try to use them a little bit. I use them as you guys can tell, I'll do a laugh, I'll do a cheer. And so I try to use them where to me it makes sense. Um I would say try to use them because it creates a different energy to your room too. It creates like this moment where people are all laughing together and people feel that, and so you're trying to create an experience for your viewers. All right. So I'm not against the sound effects. I think they're great. I think there is an overuse of them sometimes. So you got to be careful about that. But I think the sound effects offers a nice little experience for the viewers too. Thank you so much. Okay, makes sense. Appreciate you. Anna Lee, welcome to the room. Thank you so much for being here, friend. Um, let's see. Make sure you're engaging. We're gonna go back. We're gonna do the blue box in second grade. Thanks. I personally hate them. Laugh out loud, but I'll use them more. Exactly. And again, use them where it makes sense for you. Again, it's about creating this experience. And so if your room is kind of flat, TikTok notices that too. Now, it's interesting, we're now seeing insights. So TikTok has been trolling me, y'all, because TikTok says, your energy seems low. Stand up, move around, reposition yourself so you can get more engagement from your room. So so again, the app is paying attention to your energy, it's paying attention to how you're doing things. And if you are flat, it notices that. Thank you so much, friend. And your community notices that, so you got to think about how are you showing up? What are you doing? So it's funny because I've been trying to do a little bit more lean in, like move my hands, I've been doing that a little bit more. I don't know if it means anything for TikTok, but But I'm trying to do a little bit more because it is paying attention. "Hey, Doctor Peg, how you doing, friend? Um, what's that serious?" Yeah, it's so if you're live, you'll get these little insights now. I've gotten about 3 or 4 of them already. I'll peek at them and just see if it's saying something I wanna share out, but it hasn't been saying anything I want to share out. You said, "How do you set them up again?" Dula Shelley, what's that, friend? The sound effects? Is that what you're asking? Let me know if that's what you're saying. What's the process of getting higher leagues? Oh, that's a good question. More engagement in your room, more gifting engagement primarily. That's the main thing. Somebody changed the heart me look. Thank you, Trish. I see you, friend. Um, yeah, they are directing you because, like you said, it's a production. Yes, exactly, exactly. And so those cues are helpful though, because there are a few cues that I've actually used since I've been here. So I don't know if you guys noticed it was earlier in the live. It said to name people by name. So I went up here and I clicked and named some of the people who were lower in the list of people who are in the room that didn't have a blue box or the heart me or anything like that. And I called them out. And so those are new people to me because I know they didn't do any of the other engagement. So I called them out intentionally. And so that's something TikTok says, like, hey, call your people out. Let them know you're here. Let them feel seen and heard. So I was like, okay, let me call a few people out. So that cue I actually did use. And again, it's part of how I communicate anyway. But, it was helpful to have that reminder to say, okay, let me do this real quick. So thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. So yeah, definitely pay attention to the cues. Like I said, it is going to help you when you think about your live stream. And like I said, it is a production. So when you think about how you structure things, I haven't even started my topic yet on purpose. So I didn't start it on purpose because some of y'all came in, it's like, oh, what's the 6 things? You got people coming in all the time. So I want to kind of bring you in. I want to make sure we're doing some of that early engagement. I want to warm up my room. I want to get my likes up a little higher. Little things like that I'm paying attention to because I know that engagement matters. If you jump right into your topic, then you're gonna obviously you need to be rinsing and repeating and sharing over and recapping and stuff. But at the same time, you do need that engagement. So you guys have been chatting with me. We've been talking through some things. I'm gonna show the blue box a little bit and then we're gonna jump into the topic. How long should we warm up? I think if you gave your room at least 20 minutes of a warm up. Now we've been going longer than that, but we're at 32 minutes at this point. But I think it's important if you gave your room at least 20 minutes to kind of get going, that's going to help you. The shares, thank you so much, Doc Glow Up. The shares are important. You want to have people sharing out your live. You want to have people engaging in your live by commenting, asking questions. You want to make sure that you're getting those likes going. That's the taps that you see on the side here. So all of that matters. Are the TikTok cues automatic? They've been showing up automatically for me. Who else in the room has seen them? Anybody in the room? When you go live, do you see them automatically? I don't know if they're rolling out to everybody, so I don't know if that's the case. I discovered my very first live not to go live and drive. I discovered my very first live not oh, when your very first live not to go go live as you're driving. That was on your first live. That's how you did your first live. TikTok was like, no, you won't, ma'am. No, no, no. You see them? Okay, you see them, Dr. Michelle. It told me to move. It told you to move too? Yeah, TikTok told me to move also. You said you have okay. So they are showing up then. You see them, I get the cues. Okay, okay. Um, I was on a road trip thinking I have plenty of time. Yeah, TikTok's like, no, you can't drive. Yeah, they've been automatic. Okay, that's good. So I think it's automatic and everyone gets them then. Yeah. So um but wait first. um so 30 seconds in and boom. And you guys was that a warning? Was it a restriction or it ended the live? I think that's a violation. They suspended the live. Can someone else be driving? I'm assuming Dr. Peg wasn't driving. Were you driving? Ended the live. Yeah. Um I'm assuming you weren't driving. Were you the driver or the passenger? I'm assuming she was the passenger. So again, because she said it was a road trip. So I'm assuming she wasn't in the driver's seat. You weren't in the driver's seat, were you? I was driving my phone. No, ma'am, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You said, "How do you know if you have violations?" You could check. He said, "Oh, no." You can check if you have violations. But in Dr. Peg's situation, that's the one where they put a notice on the screen and they end the live. And so you got a violation. Did you get a suspension for that? Was that multiple days or was it just like they ended that live and that was it? You probably had a 3-day maybe. Thought it was a great way to pass the time. I know, friend. Do you have to use the community fest filter every time you go live? No. It was part of the request for me to turn it on. There's daily tasks that you do with this community fest, and that was one of the ones that it said to do. Turn it on today. Good to know. Good to know. So you can do it if someone else is driving. The short answer is um, you don't wanna have movement in the car, you don't wanna be in a car in the passenger seat doing it. You can theoretically, I've seen it happen where if you're not the driver, but you should be parked. You shouldn't be in the driving seat. You wanna take your seatbelt off. You don't wanna be in motion, ideally. So if they got you for it, it probably is because the car was in motion if it ended it. So typically what people will do, kind of like right now, I'm sitting in my chair. I could sit back if I wanted to and just like have a conversation with you guys and talk this way. And so when you're driving, you see all the cars moving, you probably see my seatbelt on. But so a lot of people will lean in so that they're a little bit more into the screen and maybe you don't see all the other stuff happening. So that's one way people try to not have it happen, not let TikTok see that they're in motion. Um but yeah, so I would say be careful even if you're the passenger, that you don't wanna make it look as if you're emotion driving at the time. Okay. Um, you said, "I can't remember, it was a warning." Okay, though, since it was my first. Okay, gotcha. So she believes it was a warning. Let's see, friends. Thank you so much. Hey, phenomenal, Katrina. You changed the heart me. There's rules for a reason. Probably best not to drive. Exactly, exactly. So we'll talk about that. That's actually one of the things that's in the list of things you want to pay attention to. Um, let's do this blue box real quick. So when I was showing you guys, let me see if my things, my other blocks is showing up. When you click your box real quick, put the word blue. You should see three. I don't know why my live host box is not showing up. This is you as a viewer. This is you as a fan club member. That's why it says member if it's grayed out. And then the last box, if you have that diamond box showing up for yourself, is you as a live host. So TikTok is tracking your performance in 3 different ways. When you come into someone's room as a viewer and as a fan club member, and then if you're a live host, it'll show you your performance as a live host. Those are the leaks you hear people talking about. Gotta go live now. Okay, thank you so much, friend, from your office chairs. All right, friend. Where are the community fest daily tasks? It's gonna be up in your campaigns. You'll see it up there. It'll tell you, I'm gonna swipe to mine in a second, but it'll tell you what your tasks are for Community Fest. And then before you go live, it has it like at the top too, where you can click and see it right before you go live. Hey, how you doing, Rich? I see you happy, love. Um, so awesome. So how do you rank up in the leagues? It's based on your room in terms of how your live stream is going, the gifting. I tell you guys all the time TikTok is a business. All right. So if you're not paying attention to how you can win, because I know some of us have our services, our courses, things that we're selling, and we're trying to get that engagement in our room, TikTok also needs to get things to happen for it as well. So if you're looking to grow, if you're looking to get pushed out more, if you're looking for more visibility, it does require you to get the engagement in your room. Hey, Mango May. And that engagement comes from people coming in, grabbing their daily heart me, people supporting. We have your wishes up here. You have a live goal, you have your gift gallery. TikTok wants that engagement, but you got to talk about it. You got to make sure people are aware of it. All right. TikTok needs to get paid. I know that's right. TikTok's like, look here. Thank you so much for the community style glasses. And so as you're doing this, what I teach here is for you to think about ways you can integrate that. Thank you so much for the follow, Claudia. And so how do you integrate some of those things in your live stream? Again, turning on your viewer wishes and having that available for your viewers. Pinning your live goal so people can support that. Talking about your services, but also maybe integrating ways that they can get um, a free product or some discount because they got one of your live goals, you know? So those type of things can support your growth that way. And then as time goes on, you'll league up because that gifting is how you league up. And then you'll ultimately get to the next level and continue to league up based on what's happening in your live stream. Okay. Copy integration. Um, okay, gotcha. That's it. Yep. Yeah, it feels awkward to ask, but you you ain't getting fed if you ain't ain't feeding TikTok. That's fair. That's fair. Exactly. I will say it gets in the beginning, it probably is a little bit of awkwardness, and you'll figure out your own way of doing it. Okay? So pinning the goal, letting people know, hey guys, we need this engagement. Let's keep going. We want to make sure we're supporting the stream. If you don't mind supporting my flash goal, if you don't mind supporting my live goal I have here, I have a couple items that I have pinned. If you can support that, and people will support ultimately. People will support as much as they can. Okay. So you want to operate within reason as a live host, but you also, thank you so much, friend, for the style glasses. But you also want to make sure you are doing some of that engagement pieces too. Um, but in what platform really where you can be paid for this engagement? TikTok is pretty amazing. It is. It is. Is thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh wow. What is that? The drum pop. I haven't seen that one before. I love it. I love it. Appreciate it, you all. So, you said double whammy. Love it. Um, so let me say this. Blue box, let's talk through that. So really quickly, if you are a viewer, I do want you guys to start paying attention to your levels. Okay. So we got some friends that are new to this who don't have blue boxes. We got some friends who are low in their blue boxes. TikTok uses that to track your behavior and what you're doing. Um, so when you click this here, you'll see this blue screen. It shows what level you're at. It says how many points you've accumulated and how many you need to get to the next level, the total amount of points. So for this account, I'm almost at level 24. I need to get another 16, what is that? 18K? That was 8. So look at the scrolling message above. You'll see it below here, that number there, 18 what is that? 18,6 255 or something like that. And so you'll see that the number there, 255, yeah. So with that, that's the numbers you need to level up for me. You'll look at your numbers and you'll determine what you need to do. And then as you're engaging, you can be a little bit more intentional. Okay? You can be more intentional about what you're doing. All right? Thank you so much for the rose friend. And so as you're starting to engage more, you'll decide, okay, is this a room where I can do this in? Maybe I need 50 points. I'm going to do a little bit here. I'm going to go in this other room. I'm going to do this. So always pay attention to your levels. For me, I'm trying to get to level 30, 34. I'm a level 33. So I'm being very intentional about what am I doing in rooms so I can slowly rank up. And it's a process and it doesn't happen overnight. And as you grow and get into the higher numbers, it does take more. And you pace yourself, you budget yourself, but you don't stop the engagement because that engagement is what gets you more visibility. Okay. Hey, Dennis, thank you so much, friend. Hey, solo chick, welcome to the room, friend. You said, what is a guardian? A guardian is a new feature that TikTok has where you, as a fan club member, can support the live host to make sure that they don't lose their league. So you can kind of be in a running to be their guardian angel, basically. Think about it that way. And so you're their guardian because you've sent a bigger gift before. So that's pretty much what it's saying. You sent a bigger gift and you can be a contender to be a guardian. And then ultimately, if they're going to lose a shield, which is part of the league stuff, or drop down, you can come in and save them. So that's kind of what it is. So it's essentially you're supporting doing the support that you normally do, you're supporting someone. Now again, because we're thank you for the follow, friend. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat to do that. We're in a room where we're a beginner room. Some of the people are still kind of figuring this thing out. There are some rooms where there are people who are high level, what I'm talking about here with your level of engagement, they're high level engagers and they really love and appreciate their live hosts and they want to support, and that's what they do. And so because of that, they can become a guardian now. So now it's a new program to kind of create this a little bit of competition because you might not be the only one in a running to be the guardian. And so it's a little bit of a competition about it. So you're trying to figure out who's going to be the guardian for the week. So that's how it goes. Um, Thank you so much. Appreciate you all being here. Let me know if you have any questions. Any of my new friends coming in, if you're new, put new in the chat so we can say hi to you as well. I'm happy to answer questions. Look at you, Rachel. Look at that. First time gifter. Thank you for doing that, friend. Let me know if you have questions about being a first time gifter in the room and what to do and what does that mean. So appreciate it, friend. New, welcome, friend. Is the guardian for the week or for the day? It's for the week. It's throughout the week. You're the guardian for the week because essentially dropping down and staying in your league, it happens day to day, but essentially throughout that week you get the title. I think that's how it works. Thank you so much. When is it your birthday? When is it my birthday in particular? You put the happy birthday stickers out. Um, my birthday is actually next month. It's in July, the 21st. Um, and so yeah, I will be getting older. I was teasing some of the people in the room. I'm hitting my birthday, I'll be 50. And I was like, I figured I would get some street creds by saying I'm 50, but there's other people in the room that's like, "Oh, you're still a baby. You're still a baby, still a little young thing." I was like, "What?" So, can you explain more about the Guardian? Um, well, so when you click it, you'll see. Let's see if it's up here. I think it's up in the number box. There is typically a question bar. Yeah. So if you click it here, do me a favor, everybody here, click the number of people in the room. It says 34, 35 now, and then slide over to Guardian, and then click Learn More. So it's right there for you. So you can learn a little bit more about it. There's a question mark in the corner that does a whole breakdown. I tell you guys all the time, follow the question marks. Even when you click here, there's a question mark that explains top viewers. Yeah. So is week defined as Sunday through Saturday? Yes. The week starts I'm sorry, Monday. Monday starts the new week. Monday is our week. Monday through Sunday. Um and so yeah. Can you please explain on initial actions to do when you first go live? I'm sure. Explore perks, got it. Yep. Sure. Initial action when you first go live. Give me 1 second. In May, I turn sexy ops. I turned 60. Did you? Okay. Happy birthday, friend. Happy belated. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so let's see. Right, I want to be 50 again. You said you want to be 50 again. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You said ain't no way. Yeah, it's way. It's way. It's happening. Good morning, spiritual. Appreciate you all being here. Um, so thank you, friend. Hey, Jess. How do you ask for heart me's? It feels weird to me. Oh, heart me's are important. So let me talk about that next. My mom was 29 for like 9 years in a row. I love it. Okay, heart me's is this middle box. Here's the middle box. So when you click that, it is important for you to build out your fan club. That's what this is. These are people who are fan club members of yours. And essentially, as a live host, you're going to create a name for your room. You're going to create a badge. That's where you see the Lisa with the heart. That's what you guys see here. And then ultimately, your fan club members are growing in their support for your room, as well as growing and then perks and stuff that they can get as a fan club member. They added this new feature where the any of the gifting and points that they're accumulating, they can go in and redeem and change out the heart me. So let me say this, you all. TikTok is a game. Okay. They gamify a lot of stuff here. And if you don't have the mindset that I wanna play the game, this is going to be a struggle for you, okay? So you're gonna have to shift your thinking a little bit that some of this is gamified. You got to engage, all right? If you're just here to kinda sit back and watch people, you're missing a big point, big picture of this. If you're just sitting back trying to avoid some of the interactive pieces, you're missing the point too, because all of everything is gamified. It is. And so at the end of the day, it is trying to keep you here. And they're coming up with cute little ways to do it to make sure you're invested, make sure you're committed to a live room, a live host, as well as making sure that you are learning and growing in your time here on the app. So when you're in a room, you're networking with other people. You're trying to get them to connect with you. So in turn, they go to your content and engage. They go to your live streaming support. You go to their live streaming support. All that is part of what you're doing. You're networking. You're connecting with other folks. So if you're missing that piece, then it's going to be a struggle for you because you're going to say, well, why aren't people staying in my room? Why aren't people coming back? Why aren't people supporting and doing some of the things that I need them to do, like liking a live, sharing it, or even commenting? Because again, you have not embraced or really paid attention to how do you make this interactive and fun for them? How do you make it engaging? So all of that you have to do too. When I say this is a production, it's a production. You're trying to figure out ways that you can kinda keep that engagement going for the sake of your room. Also tell me that they also tell them they get engagement points. Give them heart me, helps them as an engager. It does. It does. So the points that they're accumulating, you said along the way here is what Pamela's talking about. So they're getting points. You get points as you continue to level up in the room. And then you also have these points you can claim. These are the points that you need to claim. So every time you come to someone's room, TikTok gives you this checklist of things you could be doing. Okay. So that's why I said you shouldn't be watching, just watching. It should be an interactive experience. So you want to make sure you claim those points. You don't want to leave someone's room without claiming those points. And so as you're claiming those points, that timeline will get longer and towards the end. And then ideally you'll rank up in this case, for this account, it'll rank up to level 12 eventually, but it's based on that engagement. You said, "No, so they just spend a penny to get the points." Exactly. You're speaking facts. You're welcome. Thank you, friend. Pamela's she's given some great information about how you can explain it. So typically what I will say, "Hey guys, thanks for coming to my room. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to join my fan club. You can click the daily heartbeat. It costs 1 penny, 1 coin, so that you become a fan club member. And then as a live host, you call out your fan clubs. Like I welcome people when they come in my room. I'm saying hello. Hey, precious. Precious, the garden teacher. She is a super fan also. So she paid for another membership. And so with that, you wanna call people out, you wanna say hello to them, and then TikTok has made it so that as a live host, you can actually click your fan club members and do a quick AI check to see what they've done in your room lately. So it's kind of a way to kind of really call them out and thank them, strike up conversation based on what's happening, and you can become a little bit more connected to your community. So it's just another way to build relationships. Okay. And so let's see. I'm going to see if it works for me. And so what I did is I just clicked lawyer mom and it says she's a lawyer, a streamer, supported 2 goals in November. I don't know where it got from November. And then it says suggest some topics. And so it has this feature in here where I can ask her questions like, what area of the law do you specialize in and find most interesting? And then another question, what kind of content do you enjoy creating the most in your streams? And then finally it says, thank you so much for helping me with my goals. I really appreciate your support. So it has that in there too. So you can actually do that. You said, where? How do you pin words and boxes on your live stream? You touch the words. You said, what is that feature? What is this feature? Some of y'all haven't done it yet. You said, I just walked in. None of y'all done that yet, huh? I know some of y'all know it's there. Now you teaching where? Let me go live. Show us how to do that. I'm not telling y'all nothing. Imma tell y'all. I'll teach you. Give me 1 second. Imma have to do screenshots because you guys can't see what I see. Um, he said, "Thanks for tips. You definitely made this less awkward. Perspective is everything." Exactly. Exactly. Bait culture. Well, let me do this. Let me do this. I'll go live on the agency page so you guys can see and I can hold up my phone. Let me do that. How do you pin the community fest box? Um, it may not do what it needs to do on the agency page though. How do you pin the community fest box? The viewer wishes. This box here, that's called viewer wishes, and it's a feature that you can turn on before you go live, or when you're live. There's three dots in the corner. Click that, and at the top it says viewer wishes. So that's what you're clicking. Let me see, y'all. Let's see. I will show you guys. The heart me. Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna see right here. So I'm gonna show you this real quick before I go into the live stream. So as you have your fan club members, it'll show you stats about them. As a live host, this is kind of the screen you see because when I click my heart me, I'm gonna see my fan club members. If I click, I'm gonna click Soda real quick so she's here. Here's her stats. So when I click her at the very top, when I'm live, it doesn't happen when you're not live. See, I'm not live on here, so you don't see it. It'll say AI generate. It'll say AI. What is it? What's the word it uses? AI something. Hold on. AI insights. So it'll say AI insights right above this timeline because this is the timeline of her being a fan, a club member for this account. This is the agency page. I didn't see how you got there. I actually got there. Let me come back. This is before I'm live. Hold on 1 second. Get one of my bad actors out the room. Um, okay, so before I'm live, all I am is on this screen, the setup screen. So I haven't pressed the go live yet. Under the setup screen is your fan club box. That's one of the boxes there. So if you click your fan club box, because we're talking about the fan club. So when you click your fan club box, you have all your fan club members. So this is the agency page. It's new. I haven't really gone live but a few times on it. And so these are the people. So that in this community, there's 16 people, and we all know Soda. So if I click Soda, it tells me the stats about Soda. Okay. I can get to this in my live stream by clicking my daily heart rate. Same information I can get to. This information made all the difference for me, and I'm starting to grow. Yep. Soda. And so just recognize you have stats about each of your fan club members. I can get to them if I go scroll down and see and click their screen here. I could do it before or I could do it during the live. During the live, though, the AI insights is there. Oh, we got a troll in the room. Let's remove our troll. Um, so doing the um live stream, you'll see another feature up here. It'll say AI insights. And so as I click that, it'll say generate. And I click it and it'll generate some information about the person. Now it doesn't do it for new people as well. Okay. So if they're new to your room, they haven't been there in a while, you're not going to get the insights for them. It just doesn't do it, unfortunately. But if they've been in your live a few times, maybe I don't know if there's a level I would so for this live, so does level 3. Now in this live, I think she's in the 30s. But but with that, you will get some information. Now, I don't know if it's gonna generate for this account, so we're gonna go live and see. I don't think it will be. I don't think anything's gonna generate because I haven't actually gone live in a while here, so it may not work. But essentially, that's where you would go to see it, and as you're in the live, you can click it here. Is it a new box? No, that insights feature has been there for, I'm going to say easily about 6 months now. I wanna say back in December because I remember doing it in my live and we were talking about it. We were laughing about it quite a bit because some of the insights were way off. Some of them was, like, really bad. So we had a whole live and we just kinda went through it and touched several people, and I did screenshots and showed you guys what it looks like. So, is it only doing the live? You can do that. The insights is only doing the live. Hey, Bounty, that insights feature is only doing the live. So you can see that for different people. So Bounty, thank you so much for grabbing it. I never looked at it yet. So well, you know what? Let me do this. Since we're talking about this, you guys, you're taking me in a different direction. Since we're talking about it, I'll do a couple screenshots for you guys so you guys can see it for what it looks like on my end while I'm live. You said this is cool. It is cool. It really is. And so again, it's about community. So if you know your community and you know different things about people and you can ask them questions and it has that Q&A feature in there, you don't have to think of questions to ask them. You can generate some stuff and say, "Hey, how's your stream going? You do content. What kind of content do you like? Oh, you're a lawyer. Oh, wow. Lawyer mom, obvious. What's your specialization?" So little things like that you can do. Yeah. So, hey, Star, how are you? So let me see. Let's do this. You said, "Seems like it would be hard to do that during the live time-wise while fielding comments." In a lively live, you're right, but if you're a live that doesn't have as much early engagement, it's a way to foster and help facilitate that engagement. So think about somebody who's, like, just starting off, like, again, maybe with practice. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, and I see it as a practice tool. So obviously, I don't use it. Y'all never hear me talk about it. I don't talk about it much because I don't use it. But for my newbies, for people who are like, "Doc, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure this out. How do I get engagement? How do I?" Okay, it's a conversation. Hey, click some insights, click some things that you can say about your people. So this is a great start in the room. Yeah, exactly. What will it generate? You said, what will it generate? It's going to generate uh, things that they know about your viewer, your, fan club member. Based A lot of it is based on the engagement that they've done in your room, but I think it also pulls from obviously with Lawyer Mom, it pulls from her as a content creator too, and as a live host. So it was pulling from that as I was talking about it. Wait, I missed that. So, okay, so what you missed, Bounty, is that I was talking about a feature. I was showing a feature. Let me show you real quick. I was showing a feature here for your fan club. Okay. So when you click your fan club, this is before you go live. So remember, this is the live setup screen. The fan club box is there. If you click your fan club, you can see your fan club members. And really quickly, let me point this out. Fan club zone is where you do all your setup. Remember, I said you got to name your room, you got to create your badges. So, fan club identity. This is where you're now going to create that badge for your fan club. You're going to create your fan club name, that type of stuff. So, those are the things that you would create for your fan club. So, this is something I haven't done for this account, actually. Why would I need that information? Why would I need that information? What information? About your fan club members? It's again, it's part of how you recognize them. It's part of calling them out, thanking them for their support, knowing that they've helped with reaching your goals, knowing that they're helping to support your live room. How do you create this more connected, relational experience for them? So that's why you do it. Yes, the one you generated. Yeah. So it's just giving you more insights about that person. Builds know, like, and trust. Girl, what you say now? You're building that know, like, and trust. Ideally, you're helping to continue that know, like, and trust because obviously they're there. They're fan club members. They've come back and following his purposes. So how are you fostering that relationship? Okay. So that's what you're doing. I learned that from someone smart. Appreciate it. But yeah, so that's what you're doing. You're fostering the relationship, you're helping to continue, you're cultivating it to a certain extent too. So all that's there. So I just wanted to point out the fan club zone because this is where you set up your fan club. All the different features for your fan club are here, adding your stickers, customizing your perks if you're offering super fan deals and stuff. So all that's there. So you want to pay attention to your fan club zone. If you have not been over here, this is for anybody in the room, in the agency. If you have no custom stickers, if you have not done any TLC to your fan club, This is your homework for the week. All right? Your homework for the week. Don't let this week go by without doing your fan club. Okay? Okay, thanks. I was wondering how to get to stickers. Yep. This is how you get to it. It's under the fan club zone. So stickers here, TikTok has those default stickers, and then you can add some for your super fans, and then you can add some additional ones for your for all your fan club members. Y'all heard that? Can we set up our fan club before we get to fan? For yeah, 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 yeah. It's there for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. I want to know more about superfans. I just announced it to my live and had 12 join. I have a chat. Okay, good job, friend. Well, I mean, it's up to you in terms of what you do for your superfans. You gotta customize those perks too. So if you customize the perks for superfans, it's gonna say add some different things you can add for your superfan perks. So yeah, you could do that too. Um, you can do it for your superfans. Let's see, superfan. Yeah. So yeah, go in and do it. You decide what that is, what you wanna offer. I mean, a real quick cheat code, go to ChatGPT, go to one of the AIs and say, "Oh, I have this subscription benefit on TikTok called Superfans. Here's some things I'm thinking about doing." For most superfans, you wanna do a superfan only live. You wanna make that part of an exclusive experience for them. The superfan only chat where group chat, that can be an experience for them as well, where they get perks. If you have a product or a service you're offering, then maybe they get discounts because they're super fans. So little things like that you can do. But it just depends on what you want to offer people. Starting in July, I'm starting to do my lives in English on Wednesdays. Nice, nice. Awesome, friend. I don't like the name Superfans because of my content, so I'm calling it the small room. Okay. All right. That's totally fine. Yeah, so but yeah, obviously the name when you're pinning it and stuff, it's gonna be called Superfans. But yeah, you can definitely name it. You said you call them the small rumors. Okay, awesome. Okay, so look here. Um, so I was sharing this, and this is where you can see your top viewers. Bounty, I think you asked a question. I clicked soda. Basically, it tells you the journey, fan journey with you. So it tells you how long this person's been a fan club member with you. And then ultimately, right above that, is going to be a feature that says AI insights, and you could generate some insights about people who've been in your room quite a bit. So I'm going to do a few, I'll do a screenshot or two so you guys can see it from this end. And then ultimately, what you're going to, you obviously you can use it or not use it. I should try to use it a little bit more, but sometimes it's off. Wait, that looks, the likes look different. Yeah, the likes look different. It's part of the Community Fest. Yeah. So I think they just changed it up for the global finale. Don't know why they did that, but they did. Um, the rest of the days will be a Creole and French. Okay. All right. Awesome. Exciting. Okay, let's do this real quick. Let's do Bounty, I'll do you since you're right up the top of my screen because I think you just spoke and you're top of my fan club right now from coming in. So let's see. Um we didn't have much for you. Let's put in, let me pick somebody that hasn't done it for. Okay. So let me do this. So I'm going to show you guys here. I'll do a screenshot so you guys can see it, see the screen. Um, if it pauses me for a second, new generation, I'm gonna do you, friend, since it didn't have anything for you, and you're at the top. And then I'm gonna click generate. So I'm gonna show you guys these screenshots of what it looks like. And then I'm gonna show you the other part. Okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna pull up my screen so you guys can see it. Is there a way to see what you see about us? No. No, there's not a way for you to see what I see about y'all. No. No. It's I think it's the live host experience in terms of engaging with their community. Yeah, so you guys can't see what TikTok think of y'all. TikTok's like, that's too messy. That's gossipy." So look here, I'm gonna do the green screen. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. Let's see, it's gonna take my other stuff away. So, first screen. This is the first screen I got. Stop it. There we go. So first screen, I'll just set it here. So as you guys can see here, I'm gonna do new generation show. It said he reached level 21. So it's this information. So all I did was click. Actually, I think I clicked reach level 21. I clicked that space to get to it, but probably that arrow too. That's probably what ultimately I'm clicking. Um, and then when I click it, I get to this screen. Now, this screen here, you see where it says generate AI insights. So I clicked generate. All right. And then once I and as I like I said earlier, it doesn't do it for everyone. So Bounty, it already had it on there for her, but it just said, "Oh, she's been engaging in your live goals." So it was general. So again, I couldn't regenerate it, so I just left it there, and maybe the next time in a week or 2, it'll let me see this and regenerate it. So then, the next thing it says here is once I generated it, you can see where it has this information for him. Okay, it says, "Is a content creator," and I could pin that's what that push pin looks like. I could pin it, and it'll show white right in that white space, it'll show that as kind of a pin thing for him. So I'll always see that about him. It says uses multiple languages. We just talked about that. And then it says, since November, 8-time title gifter. So then you see where it says suggest a topic? So it says suggest a topic. I click that and it gives me these questions. So it says ask, what's the most interesting or challenging part about being a content creator besides English, French, and Creole? Um, what does that say? Any other others you like to share, any other languages? I guess that's what it says. And it's thanking him. Is the last one is always a thank you message. And so that's what it looks like. All right. So so you guys can see that. You can pin it. Good job, TikTok. Yes, you could pin one of those insights about the person. I think maybe it's two. You can pin at least two of them. You said that's awesome. Oh, cool. Did you leave that whole time, new generation? You didn't hear none of that. Like, where were you at? So yeah, so it's a pretty cool feature. So you guys can do that as you're growing your fan club. Let me put my sound effects. So that's there. Is there a way to see what you see about okay, I read that already. Okay, let's see. You said I was listening. All right, all right. Um, our community tiered up. Awesome. Let's see. So you guys just heard. So let me know if there's any questions about that. So that's a fan club feature. It's in there. Definitely use it. You decide if you want to use it or not. But I think it's helpful, especially as you're growing. All right. And if there's somebody in your room, they're new, they've been around for a while. Yeah, maybe you just have an intimate conversation with them and you're like, let me click some insights about them. Okay. Like I said, it's a little it's not 100% um, generating for folks, you know what I'm saying? So it won't get it right all the time, and it won't generate for people all the time either, so just be prepared for that too. So, but I think it's a good feature, and then as a live host, if you click someone's box, it will actually say next to their name as you click their photo, their fan club box, it'll say insights, AI insights, and you can click that and get to it there as well. Um You said, "Is that specifically Community Fest timer for viewer wishes?" No. No, that's for viewer wishes. I got it set to a 30-minute timer, and it'll reboot to new viewer wishes. I can turn that off and just have it stagnant, or I can have it where it goes away, where it doesn't reboot, come back up automatically. Okay? All right, friends. We've been talking and chatting. Okay, let's talk about 6 things. I'm gonna pivot to that real quick. Um, I know there was a question about new live hosts too. What do you do as a new live host? In the very first couple lives, I tell you guys always play around with the effects. start reading any of the question marks. Everything on the screen except for my board at the top here is touchable, even for you as viewers. And so if you see a question mark anywhere, read it. If you want to play with the effects, that's good. You can play with any of the effects that are out there. So again, you're able to kind of know where things are located. And then also get in the habit of touching people's photos that are coming in. Hey, Toya, and engaging with them too. So reading their bio, saying hi to them, connecting with them. So in those first couple of lives, don't spend a lot of time on your topic. I know you want to. I know you feel like you need to. Don't do it. Practice the engagement. Understand the features here and do that for those first couple lives as opposed to just honing in on your topic. Spend some time there. Thank you so much for the wink winks. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you for that daily heartbeat. Why would you want to pin that information about the person? Why would I want to pin it? N- Um, Pin it. Okay. So pin it so it shows up. Let me do you real quick. Let me do it. So I'm gonna pin one of the ones they generated for you. So we'll do that. Actually I could pin two of them. So when I pin, I'm gonna do a screenshot. I pinned it so you can see it. And then hold on one second. Let me see if it's showing up. No, it doesn't show up there yet. Okay. I just probably be for the next live. Okay. So I'm going to show you the way it pins and then I'm going to explain something. And again, TikTok has a lot of features here. So I guess I want you guys to kind of know and see some of these different features. So let's come back. So I pinned it. So you can see now, right on the side here, you can see multi-language is pinned, and it's up top. It says uses multi-languages. You guys see that here? Uses multiple languages. That pin actually will show up. I'm gonna come back over so you guys can see it. When I go, you guys can't see it, but when I go to my list of people in the room, it's not showing today, tomorrow, or the next day. It'll show up. Anybody I've ever pinned a comment for or pinned anything for, it'll show up in your list of information about that person. And so you can kind of see a little bit more about them. So say new generation, say I didn't know you spoke multiple languages. I may want to do that, pin that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the guy who speaks French Creole. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, that's good. I know that. So it's like a reminder. And again, it's giving you these cues to help you understand who's your fan club members and how do you build deeper relationships with them. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense for you guys, if you have any questions about that. My board back up. Okay, so that's what you're ultimately doing. You're trying to foster these relationships for people to keep coming back, connecting with you. That's the whole beauty. I mean, when you think about it, thank you, Betsy. When you think about being a fan in a fan club, you want your person, the person you're fanning out about, to see you. You want to feel seen and heard. You want them to know you. So TikTok is really trying to facilitate that here with these different features. That's ultimately what's happening. And then ideally, if they feel seen and heard and welcomed, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to that room. Oh, that person's live. Let me sit in their room a little longer. Oh, they're so kind. Oh, I love engaging with them." So that's what's happening. Okay, so only you would see that information, and other people will not see it. Nope, it's for the live hosts. All those features I just showed you is for me to use. Yeah. And when you're with your community, it's for you to use. You're using that to kind of, again, foster that relationship. Hey, Nadine, thank you so much. Level 11 in the room, friend. Congratulations. Got it. Yep. Yep. Just like that. So, Nadine, celebrate. She reached level 11. Y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that in y'all chat. I see it. So, little things like that. Again, your fan club, you're trying to make sure they feel seen and heard and connect with them and stuff. Makes better sense now. You're welcome. You're welcome, friend. Okay. So yeah, so definitely use the fan club. The fan club is your community. You're building that out. You're trying to get longstanding support and engagement over time. Um Obviously, again, if you're a room that is, trying to be more transactional, you don't get necessarily get that. So, the fan club and community aspects of this app may not necessarily align with what you're trying to do. I would say, again, it kind of goes back to, this being an engagement app, this being gamified, and how do you also make sure that you're doing the things necessary to get to continue that visibility, continue having TikTok push you out and get more people in your room. So that comes with you continuing to do what you're doing, and integrating some of this stuff. Thank you so much, Kurt. I appreciate your friend. Claudia, hello, 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 besties. You saying hi to people? Thank you, friend. Um, so let's see. Let's talk about this, guys. So 6 things. Tell me something. We had Dr. Peg earlier talk about her driving incident. Anybody else? I don't know if y'all wanna get out if y'all wanna out yourselves, but if it is something that you've done that you know better now, put that in the chat. Is there something you've done on TikTok in terms of maybe getting a restriction or a violation that you now will never do again? Because a lot of this is like teachable moments. I don't want you guys to miss out on, TikTok does require a lot of you and there's some expectations, but I want you guys to learn and grow from it. Anybody want to give an example of that? Ground Rising, hope all is well. Thank you so much, King. How you doing, friend? Thank you so much for coming in supporting. Thank you for those populars. Anybody want to share an example of that? We had the driving incident, so let me know if you do. Um, Let me go with number one. And so the first thing that's happened, and let me be clear, took CapCut AI video and linked it. Oh, yeah, that's actually number one. That's unoriginal content. So yeah, I think that's what you just did, friend. You are very low. Am I very low? Um, Let me know if you guys are having trouble hearing me. Um, you said I was driving on a live before too when I first started. Not sure if I had if I was dinged or not. Okay, okay. So if TikTok didn't take your live down, then you might not have been dinged. But I had my flowers in my hand. Okay. You said I got out of jail on Tuesday. Wow. Okay. I can hear you. Okay, perfect, perfect. You can hear me fine? Yeah, capable. I wonder if you need to go out and come back in. It might be on your end. Check and see if it may be just kind of glitchy for you. So here's what I will say. The unoriginal content is probably the number one thing right now. So my friends, if you guys are really into the World Cup, so what's happened in the last month is that we've had all these sporting events, the World Cup, the NBA finals, the NHL finals. And so all these different sporting events have happened and experiences. And what people have been doing is hanging out with their family and friends and partying. And they go to TikTok and live stream. And TikTok is like, "No, you won't. That is not original content. You have no permission to stream someone else's content, which is these network televisions. So you cannot stream live television. You cannot stream networks television, okay? So keep that in mind. And if it's not something you originated, of your original content, then you have to put on content disclosure, AI generated content, put something on that is saying that, "Okay, I'm not the originator of this," for the live stream purposes, but when it comes to those live events, you cannot stream that at all right? So don't stream it. So when, when they're doing this, TikTok is, yeah, that's a violation for unoriginal content, so you can't do that. When it comes to reposting some of these clips from the networks and stuff like that, you can't repost anything that has a logo or a watermark. So you be mindful of that too. If it has a logo or some kind of watermark, then that is not your original content, and you cannot repost that. All right. So those are things that are happening. They're not it's unauthorized live events. So you got to be careful about that. So I don't know if this is necessarily the room for that, but if you are going to some events and people are streaming that way, you might want to be like, hey, you could be risking your page, your account if you're streaming the games and the sporting events. Okay. Thank you so much. Hey, ambitious May. Thank you for that daily heart me. Others come in the room. Let me know if you're new. Put new in the chat too. I see some of you coming in, so say hello as well. Um, the other couple things we talked about, I kind of coupled them together. So just keep this in mind. It's like that was number one. Two and three are similar. Two, three, and four, okay, are similar in terms of what you want to pay attention to. So um, so number one, you can't stream those sporting events. Don't stream those on your TikTok live. Hey friend, hey Astro, how are you, friend? You can't stream those on your live stream. Number two, three, and four is like what you're doing. So when it comes to being around family members, I was just watching you on another account. Oh, thank you, friend. When it comes around being around family members, you're at parties, you're at other watch party events and stuff. Make sure you are not saying anything inappropriate. So now it's about what you're saying. You can't use hate speech. So if you're talking about the opponent, the other team, you can't say, "Oh, you don't like them," and use some harsh words about them. Don't do that on these TikTok streets. Don't do that on your live stream. You can't do it as sounding like you're bullying. Okay. So bullying is bad. Harassment is bad. Hate speech and violent behavior is one category. Harassing and bully is a second. That's why I said two, three are similar. And then there's dangerous activity. So two, three, and four all are kind of similar in terms of what you can't do and say. So thank you, friends who are coming in. So if you're using K Essentials, how you doing, friend? If you're using like harsh words, like I said, the bullying, the harassing things, maybe you're talking about an opponent, maybe you're talking about your ex, maybe you're talking about some other person or entity. You got to be careful about how you say it, what you say. So you got to be mindful of the words you're using. And that's beyond the sporting stuff. That's just in general. So I've had some people who would say things. Thank you so much for that hand heart. I've had some people in their lives say things that are like, okay, they're talking about an ex. And then, there's, the person maybe not, it's not even on TikTok, but they're having this conversation. They've gotten in trouble because they've said some things about that person. And TikTok's like, wait a minute. That's that's not what we do here. So be careful about what you say and how you talk about things. All right. When it comes to your guest, okay? So those multi-panel boxes, I say this all the time, you are responsible for your guests, just like in real life. Somebody come to your home, they do something inappropriate, who's at fault? You are the homeowner. They're gonna ask, the police will come to your home and ask, "Who's the homeowner?" Same thing here. So if you have somebody in your boxes, your panel boxes, you gotta make sure they say things or don't say things that can get your account in trouble. You said I got a violation because a host was putting that anti-puffing eye cream on half her face, and I said, I don't even wanna know what you said. So who got in trouble? The host got in trouble? You got the host in trouble for your comment? Your, You are responsible for your viewers' comments too. If you repeat it if you repeat it if you repeat the comment, they could get in trouble for that too. So you can't repeat what everybody says. So there was a comment earlier in my live. I didn't say anything because I was like, I questioned if I could say that. So and not that I was ignoring the person's comment, but I just realized I was like, you know what, let me skip over this because I don't want to get the live in trouble. And I was trying to process what they were saying. But with that being said, you are responsible for what you say when you repeat people's comments. No, I got a violation for bullying as a viewer. Oh, you got in trouble as a viewer. Oh, wow. So, interesting. So what happened on the back end of that? Did they remove you from the room? Like, what happened? Hey, Hard Rock, welcome to the room, friends. Feel free to come in. I've never seen that happen, so I didn't know. I know you can get, like, obviously blocked and muted. Muted muted and blocked, but you can get a V. I guess they can report you. Yeah, they can report you. Yeah. Shells, others come in the room. Appreciate y'all coming in. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know if you guys have questions. We'll probably stay on another 20 minutes or so. And I'll get off shortly after um, the 2 o'clock time. I mean, 2 hour live stream. But yeah, so as a viewer, I didn't realize, I'm assuming the mute block report might have been what happened. Maybe. Wow. Um, so keep that in mind. Live hosts, you guys can report a live host for saying stuff, and live hosts can report you too. So yeah. Uh-oh. Man, oh, thank you so much, Dottie. Appreciate it. Thank you all for the glasses. Thank you, friend. Man, I went live last night and made someone a mod. The mod manipulated my live. Ooh, Shell, what you mean? The things I seen in the chat, they're coming at the wrong people. I know. I know. Yeah, they took points away. Wow. I'm curious. Interesting. Yeah, I want to hear about that bounty on the back end. I'm curious about how that looked for you. The things I seen in the chat, yeah, I read that. Um, um, you said, have you ever seen restrictions given for reproduced content, but it's 100% original? Why? I don't know. I would say appeal it if that's ever the case. Let me say this: restrictions and violations, you always, even if you know you were wrong, you always appeal it. Okay, you don't let them say you were wrong without saying, "Wait a minute, am I really wrong? Really, really?" So submit something. Always submit something, and I always select the one that says, "I don't know why I got this." Even if I'm wrong. Like, I don't know why I got this. So just always, submit an appeal. So and see, obviously if there's a, proof, obvious evidence that you are not wrong, then, you can submit that too. Yeah. Do we have to stay in front of the green screen? Now with new guidelines, do you have to stay in front of the green screen now with new guidelines? I don't know what you're referring to. I don't use a green screen. Is that what you mean? This is real. So you're saying, do you have to stay in front of the green screen? You do need to stay on the camera. Is that what you're asking? Yeah, you definitely need to stay on camera, whether you're green screen or not. You need to be on camera. Um, are you using effects? Is that why you're saying that? Like with the effects? Wow. She turned off my comments and she opened my panel boxes. Oh, yeah, you need to talk to that mod and say no. I think I would take the mod privilege away until you have a conversation with them. I'm just saying. If that's not what you wanted them to do, you need to remove them from your being a mod and then say, "Hey, let's have a conversation. So next before I go live again, here's what I want. I don't approve of that. Hey, I have 4 restrictions and my visibility was really effective. What can I do?" You definitely want to do an appeal. What was the restrictions for? Appealing tonight even though it's all original. Yeah. Turn on your AI generated content maybe. Even if it's, maybe that's tripping it or turn on your content disclosure. Maybe that's something you can use to kind of stop that. You use the green screens to do topics. Yeah. If you're not on the screen, it will generate a static image. Is that what you're getting? Static image violations? That means that you're just having a screen sitting there and TikTok's like, no, you can't do that. Yeah. And it depends on what's on the green screen too. Yeah. I said she looked like she had oh, yeah. TikTok was like, "No, ma'am, you will not do that." I did. I didn't know her. I just had many people in the room and, needed help. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the jolly. You said drive traffic outside. Your green screen does? Yeah, but again, what you're showing, TikTok does not, well, let me say this, TikTok does not like green screens in general. They don't like them because they see it as, something that seems to be, like, concealing, and they're like, "What you hiding? What's going on back there?" And so they're really not a big fan of them. They often will suppress your views so you don't get pushed out, so just kinda keep that in mind. If you're gonna use them sparingly. I wouldn't overuse them at all. I don't use them, to be honest with you, because I just see it as a way that is gonna impact my stream, so I'm not here for that. Um, New followers. TikTok, my goal for today is 34 new follower. We have 9. Let's see if we can get some more new followers, friends. Let's go. So if you are in the room and it says the word follow, this is a great time to follow live hosts. So be sure to click that follow button up top. That's part of the goals for Community Fest. So let's see if we can get that number up a little bit more. I come back at 4 o'clock, so I have to later today to fulfill it, but let's see if we can get it higher. Thank you so much for the glasses. Love it. I was like, girl, half your face is completely lifted. I'm ready to buy that. It was the other comment. It was the other comment. And I said that to you all in this live, like, there's words that you think is okay, and it's not. Some of them is, like, hurtful, some of them are demeaning, some of them are derogatory, some of them are slurs, and so you just gotta be careful about what you say on these streets. And so when it comes to, like, hate speech, harassing, bullying, um, TikTok is very strict about word choice. And I know I say this example all the time because I don't think people realize it is a slur and it's not supposed to be used as inappropriate. It's the word when you think about somebody's mental capacity, they use it, the R word. I'm just gonna say the R word, and they use that word to like as a demeaning derogatory word to talk about somebody's mental, state. And so when you think about that word, don't use it on TikTok. That's a word that will get your live shut down. You will be suspended. Okay. So that word you can't use when it comes to some of the other things, like people put the word grape in the chat. Obviously, if you take the G away, that's a word you want to avoid. Some people have used the word unalive instead of using the D word or the S word. D meaning that you're not here anymore. You're maybe hurt other people. S meaning that you hurt yourself. And so just recognizing that those words are trying to keep this community safe. You Some of them are triggering. Some words, obviously, many of the platforms just don't agree with anymore. So be mindful what you say. When I go live, people flood in so fast. I had only 100 people in 20 minutes. Oh wow. Oh, wow, friend. What's your live topic? Is that spiritual awareness? Let us know what you're talking about. I've been live 3 times and get 600 new followers. Oh, nice. I love that. Love that for you. Um, Sean, thank you so much. Great morning. How you doing, friend? That is a slur though. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. It's not a nice word, but I see a lot of racial slurs that they let slide. You know, I think they need to reevaluate their list. Not that they need to add some more words to the list. I don't know how that's happening. And obviously, we're in there's a misconception surrounding certain slurs, certain derogatory words where people think it's acceptable just because everybody says it, and that's not the case. It's still a slur, and it shouldn't be used. So, but yeah, but there's a lot of that happening here. But I want you guys to be safe. I don't want you to get caught up thinking, "Hey, I was able to say this. Oh, I shouldn't. It's not what it really means." Or I said it about my boyfriend, or whatever the case may be. You can't do that here. Um, so just be careful about what you're saying and doing, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Um, Kurt, thank you so much. So I did 1 through 4. Well, number 4 was the dangerous behavior. Fireworks are coming up. Don't shoot fireworks at people. Don't stream it. Don't show people setting stuff on fire to start the fireworks and having to run for safety and stuff. That's dangerous behavior, so don't show it on your stream if that's something you're gonna be doing. You know how you have the backyard barbecues and people have a little fireworks section. You cannot show that. That's dangerous. When it comes to, driving, we talked about that already. Don't drive on and stream. So you just can't do the combination of those things. Um, they also put challenges. So when you think about dangerous challenges on here, some of those challenges, like when you're, doing a family gathering and people are doing the hot chips challenge, that's dangerous. You got to be careful about that because people can really get in trouble with breathing and stuff like that. So things like that, you don't want to stream it, so that's dangerous activity, and like I said, the driving is a big one people do. You don't wanna stream. Cameras off. If your guests are driving, they have their seatbelt on, they're behind the wheel, or they're in a car where they're driving, you wanna make sure that they get off your stream too. because, again, the AI is gonna pick that up, and you don't know if it's gonna work in your favor or not. You don't wanna get in trouble like that. So, make sure their camera's off. That's ideally a solution, or if they are in the car, that they're in a parked car, so it's not moving. So that's what I would tell you. You gotta be careful about what's happening. The other ones, that I like to point out, especially because my room is mainly women, be careful about showing too much skin. TikTok is very particular about body exposure, sexualized behavior. And so if you're showing too much skin as a woman, unfortunately, it's a double standard. We have men with their shirts off all the time. But if it's a woman, you got to be careful about what you're showing. Tank tops, swimsuits, tube tops, all those things. I think that happened to me the other night, but it was audio. What you mean? What happened? What happened? Sean Smith, you said, "Hey, friend," you said, "Absolutely, to the double standard." Let me know, friend. Um, Bounty, what happened, friend? I'm not sure. What happened to you? It was audio and somebody was driving. I think my guest was driving. And you got in trouble and it was audio? Interesting. No. Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, so audio. So they were driving, but they were in the car. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. On audio, yeah, no visual of them driving. So I was like, wow, TikTok real strict. They was like, I heard a car. I'm ending this live. I heard the car. I was like, what happened there? um, so yeah, so with that, be careful about what your guests are doing. All right. Body exposure too. If you're a guest, and y'all know I see all types of stuff on these TikTok streets. So if you have guests that's in your room and they decide they wanna dance, they wanna twerk, they wanna do some other little scantily clothed dancing routine, they can't do that on your stream. They're not supposed to. So just be mindful of what's happening in your room. You gotta be careful about it, and, um, I would tell you, make sure that your guests have on shoulders are covered, jacket, it's not little spaghetti straps and other little tube tops and stuff, so be careful. We had a story of, one of the creators, she was doing a live where she was dressing a mannequin. I think she had a guest up that was dressing her mannequin. The mannequin was naked, so she got in trouble. She got in trouble because of the mannequin. So, be careful. Now, I think what happened in that situation, you said, "What?" Yeah. I think what happened is the content disclosure was not on. So, I think that's what it was. So, content disclosure wasn't on, and so that it was representing her brand, and this mannequin was they didn't took the clothes off the mannequin, took the jacket off, unclothed the mannequin, and TikTok's like, "What's going on here?" So so she got in trouble for it. So be aware. You gotta be aware of your guest and what's happening in your live stream and stuff and what they're doing. Practice make progress. Thank you for the roses. But again, it's your stream. So you gotta be mindful of what people are doing. So if they are doing the things that are that could essentially get you in trouble where they're unclothing themselves. I tell people all the time, if you gotta take a jacket off, don't do it on the camera. Do it off camera. Lean to the side, take your jacket off. Sometimes we have our personal summers. So we're having hot flashes or whatever the case may be. And you gotta make sure you're mindful of what you're showing. And I know you may think it's innocent, but it looks as if you're unclothing yourself. And then if you don't have enough clothes on in the beginning, put some clothes on off the camera. Don't do it on camera either. Pause your live. Okay. How do you turn on the AI content and age restrictions before going live? It is under your settings. So that screen we were at when I was showing you guys the fan club on my phone, one of the boxes says settings. Click that box. Scroll all the way down. Audience control, AI generated content, and content disclosure are all next to each other. It's in that order. Content, age control, AI generated content, content disclosure at the bottom of that screen. Um, last thing, last thing I wanted to mention. So we talked about the uh attire was number 5, number 6, and number 6 is one that I'm like, you gotta be mindful of this, and I talk about it all the time here because I know we are, doing stuff in our life, we're thirsty, we're trying to drink, our coffee, our tea, maybe our little wines and, other liquor. But you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. So it says regulated goods, services, and commercial activities. You gotta be mindful of what you're drinking on this camera, all right? So it is regulated goods, obviously, when we talk about alcohol, that's what they're talking about. So that's a regulated good. So you wanna make sure that you're not drinking alcohol on camera. So I have my little trusty cup with water and have my straw. I just lean over, take a sip off the camera with my little straw over there, and that's what I do. So I don't do it on camera. I know some of y'all want y'all Stanley cups and y'all drinking y'all coffee, y'all tea, and y'all have your cup on your hand. You're doing all the swaying as you're talking. I'm going to encourage you to not do that on camera because again, TikTok don't know what's in the cup. And if they're really abiding by regulatory goods, you could run the risk of getting your live a violation because again, they don't know what's in the cup. So I hear people saying, "Oh, it's coffee, oh, it's water, oh, it's tea." And so that may be a safety net for you. That may work, may not work. But I just would say just sip off camera, get what you need, and keep it moving. Don't worry about having your cup as part of your aesthetic for your live stream. Just do it off camera. And there's stories. I know Coach V was here earlier. She has a story about one of her first couple lives. She had a nice little glass. That was a nice little crystal glass, and she was drinking from like a little crystal straw, I think it was. And TikTok was like, no, you won't be drinking from that on this camera. And so she got in trouble for it. So she got to, I think she had to sit out for a couple of days for that violation. I have to have her go back and tell the story, but just know that that's against the community guidelines. So be careful. The other things is, smoking, vaping. Don't do it. You said, wow, yeah, don't do it. Smoking and vaping, you cannot do here. When it comes to gambling, that's a big no no. People, again, we were talking about the sporting events, and so people are streaming talking about, "Hey, let's do this, that, and the other," and they're gambling, and TikTok's like, "No, you cannot do that on this on the stream." So, Coach K with Life, thank you so much, friend. So just be aware that there are things that you may think is fine outside of TikTok, but it's not fine here. These 6 things were really helpful. You're welcome, friend. You're welcome. Appreciate that. What else? Smoking, drinking, gambling, also commercial activities and goods also falls under designer products. So my thrifters, my girlies who have different designer bags and products and stuff, try to avoid, hey Royal Root. Thank you so much for the populars. Kay. Wait, drinking. Where was you at? Bounty, you missed that whole thing about drinking. Yeah, I showed my little cup. What's wrong with drinking? I showed my cup and talked about it. So, I say drink off camera. It's a regular. Okay, so drinking on TikTok really relates to drinking alcohol. I wanna give that disclaimer. You said I missed it. I wanna give that disclaimer. It really does fall under drinking alcohol. People have gotten in trouble for drinking on camera because TikTok doesn't know what you're drinking. Okay? They don't know if it's alcoholic beverage. They don't know what it is. So people have gotten in trouble for that. So you are not encouraged to drink on live. You're not supposed to, I would say not supposed to, but not encouraged to. So hello, friend. How you doing? How you doing? Wow, we have to be very careful. Yeah, so I say if you have a cup and you wanna have your conversation, lean over, drink off camera, come back, and have your finish your talking points. And so you could do that, but you don't. I would encourage you not to be on camera with your cup swaying it, talking about your cup and stuff. There are people who've gotten in trouble for that. Wow. Um, so yeah, definitely, what other plastic bottles of water? Um, again, be careful. They don't know what's in the cup. It could be a plastic bottle of vodka. Supernatural, I'm joking, but it could be. I had a tank top on and someone said they could get me in trouble. Yes. precious, Lord, precious, Lord, precious. When I see your outfit sometime, I was like, "Oh, Lord, should I say something to her?" TikTok ain't said nothing to her. You was in a whole swimsuit. I was like, "Lord, Lord, Lord." TikTok ain't say a word to her neither. She was in a skin-colored swimsuit too. So I was like, "Oh." I had to look at my screens. I was like, "Okay, that's her swimsuit." I was like, "Lord." So no, you've gotten away, friend. You have gotten away with it. I don't know if TikTok was like, "You know what? She out in the yard. She in the garden. It's hot out there." So so TikTok is sparing you, but you probably on thin ice, ma'am. You said, "What if you talking about fitness? Can you wear a sports bra?" Like I said, you're not supposed to. And again, I think my gardeners, my workout girlies, maybe y'all get away with it. Maybe y'all on a different they understand what you're doing. I've been lucky, I know I done paid them off. I love it. Sometimes it's hot to wear a t-shirt, so I wear tank top. I'm just saying, the algorithm is sometimes funny about too much skin. I've had people show pictures of like, they were talking about one of the people were talking about like health concerns, and she showed a picture of a thigh, and TikTok was like, "No, you won't be showing that thigh." So it was like little things like that. She got in trouble for showing this image. Um, I've heard stories about people in swimsuits and they got in trouble. You can get a restriction. No, you can get a violation. That's nudity. Yeah, they will say it's nudity. Yeah, body exposure. The correct it's two different violations. One's nudity, but this one's body exposure and sexualized behavior. So that's a slightly different. So the body exposure is like people are showing things, but they also have a nudity one too. So those are violations where you get suspended for 3, 7 days, 12 days. Um, so they don't care for tube tops. I've seen people that had, like, their upper, clavicle area showing and stuff. Um, I've seen a lot of shoulder showing, stuff like that. Um, yeah. So for the most part, they've been okay. I was watching did I tell you the story that about a week ago? There was a chick battling, and just so happened I was on the TikTok live stream. It was right around when Community Fest was launching. So I was like, maybe it's Community Fest related. So I went to this live and girlfriend was spilling out of this tank top. I was like, she ain't getting in trouble for all this that we saying. And she did not get in trouble. She won. She did her little jump up cheer and all this stuff. I was like, oh my gosh. And so, but she didn't get in trouble. So I don't know to where the line is drawn. I do know that what they communicated when we've gone to this session about community guidelines is that is they gave the analogy of speeding. You know, people are in their cars, they're driving, they're speeding all the time. The cops can't get everybody. So some people will get caught for speeding, some people won't. But at some point you could get caught. So I don't know if I would tell you to wear something and then if it happens to you, you're like, why wasn't I told? So I would say err on the side of not doing it, and hopefully it doesn't happen. You said they are particular. Yeah. Um, they were like, you're doing foot stuff. You can get her so yeah, just be careful, y'all. I don't want y'all to be out here and something bad happens. Hey, Soda, thank you so much. So when it comes to the last thing I was gonna talk about was commercial goods logos, brand logos, labels. Somebody asked about drinking from a plastic cup. Take the label off the water. That could get you in trouble. Any commercial goods, you know what I'm saying? So think about regulatory goods, commercial goods, branded content, branded products and services and stuff. Make sure the brand labels and stuff like that are not showing. Hope for no violation. It's Sundress Sunday. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you should be fine, friend. I don't know. Like I said, you outside, TikTok's like, she's outdoors. It's summertime. She's in the garden. So I think you might be okay, but yeah, so you just gotta be careful. Just be careful, friend. Um, Let's do this. I'm in my last 7 minutes of going live today. Let me know who is going live. Put it in the chat if you are going live today. Put your time, topic, and time zone. So the three T's: topic, time, and time zone. So put that in the chat for us. Let's see who's going live. Thank you all again. Soda, thank you so much. You did your battle. It was interesting. And thank you all who came by my battle last night. I appreciate the support. Gotta run. Thank you, Nadine. Can I say Home Depot or Lowe's? I've heard mixed things. I just said it. It's fine. Don't overuse it. Yeah. I've said different platforms before, but just don't overuse it. So might say your local hardware store or something like that. And maybe do the HD or the L, something like that, where you're saying the initials and maybe kinda use that as a way to kinda train your audience to know when you're talking about those stores that you're not gonna always say their full name. Supernatural Twilight Karaoke Live, 9 p.m. Central Time. Awesome, awesome. I went live yesterday and was bad, not even one like. Was that your first live? How many lives have you done, friend? Sometimes it's like that. I think it's important to um, recognize, what happened in that life. What did you do? What could you have done differently? Little things like that. Those are learnings. So I don't want you to really be hard on yourself. Sometimes you have lives like that. Um, my battles are always interesting. I know. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much, Dina. No, about 10. Okay. Okay, 10. That's like the 10th live. All right. Um, oh, I was selling skincare. Okay. Yeah, the shoppable lives can be hit and miss. I've made peace with those when I was doing the shoppable lives. You'll have some lives that had no engagement, flat, people weren't doing anything because they're not um interested in the product or you're not getting pushed out as much. So if it's shop related, that's probably what it was. People watch but do not engage. Yeah. Yeah, and you have people from all over the world, so some people are not even. I teach engagement here because I know you guys wanna spend some time to teach your audience how to engage, so that's gonna be important for that, but you have people who are in those lives that are just watching, so shop is different to me. Precious, you say gardening sundress Sunday, 3 to 5:30 Eastern, PM Eastern. So that's good, friend. She will be in the sundress. You said gardening lessons Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern. Okay. So you end up going live earlier, an hour early. I like that. My friends who are still here, we're about to start a new month. I'm going to do this throughout next week. We're going to talk a little bit more about getting started with your live. I want you guys to start thinking, okay, new month, new me. What can I do? We're at the halfway mark of the year. Like, what can I do to jumpstart my journey? And then we'll talk about your why, like why do this? What's important to you? But I want you guys to take advantage. I always like new months because this becomes an opportunity for you all. So think about it from that perspective. What can I do starting in July? How can I show up differently in July? What are some things I must do to kind of jumpstart my live stream? Now we're about to start a new month. Okay. So I want you guys to be intentional about starting up and keep going. Okay. I did buy a phone cooler, by the way. Did it help tremendously? Okay, that's good. That's awesome. It cools like an ice pack with a fan as well. Nice. Is that attached to the back of your phone? It's just on the back? I wonder if I could use it. Should I use it indoors? Could I use it indoors? I'm interested. Is it in your shop? I got all these questions. Where'd you find it? He said, I'm going to be creating some stickers and I'm starting Super Fan Book Club. I love it. New generation. Thank you so much, friend. So yeah, so think about that. I love that you put that in there, Precious, because that's also an opportunity. Like, what else in July can you start? What can this look like? And so your girl, I'm worried. I'm working through some things. July. This month is this first week rolling out the month is going to be a little wonky for me because I'm traveling. I'm traveling. Um, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I will be away. So I think I'm gonna do one day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean, one time. I'm sorry, one time each day, because 'cause Imma keep going. I ain't stopping. But I think my times are gonna be different. So we'll see what Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looks like, for this week coming up. But, unfortunately, fortunately, it is the, beginning of the month. So I would love to say I'm rolling something out, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it this week. It may have to get pushed out to next week. So I'm gonna tell you guys about it later, but I'm working through some stuff too. And so halfway mark for me, I'm thinking like, okay, what else can I be doing? So same thing for me as well. Yes, Zon. Okay, you got it from Zon. Okay. I am TikTok affiliate. What should I do to have people engage with my live? I am new though. Yeah, TikTok Shop is you're doing shoppable lives. Shop always is very interesting when you do shoppable lives because again, you're talking about the features and benefits of the products. I think a lot of it is on the front end before you actually go live with researching the products you're going to be talking about. If there's a theme you're sharing with your community, maybe it's the deals for you days, maybe it's something about deals with electronics or deals with skincare, so you're gonna talk through that and just make sure you know, um, what are the sales happening with those products? What are the features and benefits of those products? How are you gonna make your live interesting to showcase it and stuff, Sabrina? So shop in that way, when you do full-blown shop, is a production in itself. So think about the order of products you're doing, how you're demonstrating the products, how does it look from a viewer perspective to, like, lean in and see what that product's about. All that matters to your shoppable live. Whereas when I do products here, I don't do all that. I pin them. I may talk about them. People can see them. They see them in action. So it just doesn't feel as performative as you it would be if it's just straight shop live. So it's a different experience. You said, Ashley, you're writing that down. Hard Rock, thank you so much. Um, that is smart. I'll be on the lookout. Still learning, battling, and diversifying my content. Your audience, awesome. Somewhere fun, I hope. Oh, you saying where I'm going? It was about $30. Okay, you're talking about for the thing you got it from Zon. So where am I going? Okay, where am I going? I'm actually going to um the Chris Brown and Usher concert in Detroit. It's a girls trip. So I told you, I don't know if you guys heard me earlier. July is my birthday month. So there's a couple different things that we're doing. One of my besties I'm going with, it's like 5 of us going together. And her birthday is actually the 2nd. So we're going on her birthday. And we're gonna hang out and stuff. And we're going to the concert. And so we're doing like a little girls mini 4th of July get together and the concert's a part of it. So we're going there. And then later in the month, my hubby has a surprise trip. I don't know where I'm going yet, but he has a surprise trip for my birthday. It's a milestone birthday, 50. So we're going somewhere. I will keep you posted. so so he has a trip for me planned. So that's gonna mess me up later in the month, but hey, it's all good. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, friends. Thank you so much for the donuts and the Dr. Lisa Cares. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, friends. Let me know if there's any last minute questions. Cool. I started sending messages to Gray Out fans to invite them back. Also has started a group chat. That's a good one. Yes, that's a good one. Um, definitely. And um, keep that up if you can. Because that's gonna help you grow. So, yeah, I'm gonna pin Precious' comment because this might be helpful too. We were talking about the fan club earlier, but she is sending messages to her fan clubs to kinda get them out, to get them come back. You gray out after 7 days. So after 7 days, you will gray out, and, that happens for your blue box, and it happens for your daily heart mate, my friend. Who, thank you for the rose, Gina. So if you haven't grabbed your daily heart meat, you can grab it. We had the heart meat as our flash goal earlier, so we shouldn't get it again for the 4 o'clock. But yeah, so after 7 days, it grays out. So TikTok is tracking your engagement behaviors over the course of the time that you're coming to people's lives. Um, People like the community and make people feel special, and I tell them, "Thank you for the support." Yep, that's good. So, yeah, see if you can keep it up. And then when it comes down to it, maybe add like a special sticker or something like that for your fan club and, talk about, the new additions that you have coming in terms of what you're going to be showcasing and use your group chat to kind of keep them engaged. Yeah. Yeah, as much as possible. All right, friends, we have hit the over 2-hour mark. We are 2 hours and 4 minutes in. Your girl is gonna come back. Come back at 4. This is my long day. Yeah, so the long day because we do our agency meeting. So we will be having our agency meeting today at 6:30. Um, Not a whole lot. Let me know if you guys have some stuff you want me to talk about, but not a lot to talk about. So, everything's kind of smooth sailing. We're in Community Fest. So, yeah, we'll do that. Oh, yes, I forgot. So, I'll send out the invites shortly. I usually send it out during this break. So, I'll send it out shortly so you guys can get to it. And we'll do our agency meeting. And so my day becomes a little longer. So, I try to make sure I get off right on time. So, we are for not super fans, for Community Fest, let me tell you where we're ending. Thank you for the battle. You're welcome. Thank you for the battle. I appreciate you, friend. I was saying that was great that people came out to support. I appreciate it. Um, let's see. We are Community Fest. We have 34 new followers that we needed. We have 11 for this live. So we didn't get our goal yet. Maybe we'll get the last 20 during the 4 o'clock live. So hopefully we reach our goal by the 4 o'clock live, y'all. 20 plus. How are you, Brandon? I'm doing well. Thank you for that, Dr. Lisa Cares. I'll see you at 6:30. Okay, thank you, friend. Appreciate the support. Others coming in, thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't grabbed your daily heart me or claimed your points, go down and claim those points. My backup account needs to claim some points. So yes, definitely go and claim your points. You said, "I did send you some votes." Did you send me some votes? Oh, that's sweet. That's right, we are still doing votes. I was like, I got some votes on this account too. I was like, "Oh, wow." So, definitely, thank you for that. I don't like this year, you don't know when people are sending you votes. You did used to know that. You don't see it now. So, but thank you all for coming in. I appreciate it. Claim your points, friends. Let me know if there's any questions you guys have as well before we get off and wrap up. And we'll go from there. Yay. All right, friend. How can we claim the points? Okay. When you click your daily heart me at the top, hold on, I'm gonna show you. So when you click the daily heart me at the top, I just claimed the points for this account. So I'm sorry. So it's gonna say the word claim. It'll be orange along here. So you're gonna go down and claim your points. So for example, if this account, let's see if I sent a rose. So now that I sent that rose, I probably have some points to claim. It said +2. So right here. So see how it says claim? And that's how you claim points to continue to level up. You're gathering those points that you're getting. Um, hey Brand, thank you so much. You're welcome. How many more days for Community Fest? Community Fest ends on July 2nd. So we're hitting the finish line. What is that, Thursday? So yeah, Thursday is the last day of Community Fest. So yes, great. I've learned a lot from you. You're welcome, friend. So yeah, we're hitting the last couple of days of Community Fest. So yeah, we're ready. We're ready for it to end. But it's good. It's been good. I tell you guys all the time, it's about perspective. Don't think that it was all a waste. I think it helped. It helped me grow a little bit. I thought I would have grown more in terms of followers and stuff like that. It's been glitchy, you know. I think they should have went back to what they did previously. So it's just one of those things like they definitely could have done things differently, but it's all good. Learning lots. Thank you so much, friends. I appreciate y'all. Well, thank y'all all for coming. Thank you all for watching the live, liking the live, sharing the live, comments, stickers, and all the gifting. I so appreciate each and every one of you all. I tell you guys all the time, practice makes progress. All right. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just simply trying to go live. So thank you all for being here. I'll come back. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this again in the afternoon, but we'll see. Maybe we'll bring up a couple topics. Um, maybe we'll talk a little bit more shop stuff, TikTok shop, if you guys want me to. So I'm happy about that too. Happy to talk about it. And then let me know if there's other questions too. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you all. See y'all later. Take care. Bye bye. Hey, friends on the YT. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for the support. I will be back at 4 o'clock. So feel free to come back, ask questions. Thank you all for supporting the live stream. I will see you all later. Take care.